Harbaugh now heads to Los Angeles Chargers.
Do you think anyone can predict a Jim Harbaugh speech? You're out of your damn mind.
That's a beast mode. My God.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
We have a Chargers quarterback that cusses, boys. This is dangerous.
Phillip Rivers sheds a tear.
We want to be known as world champions, and we're gonna do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than I?
Well, what's going on there, folks? Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wool Dog, sitting with my buddy, Kyle the Coach Duggan.
That's me. Another fantastic duo episode.
Another back-to-back with just Kyle. What?
Yeah, Kevin.
Who's could possibly
Kevin's taking
have
this?
me?
Kev's taking this offseason very serious.
Very seriously. And in fact, the reason, I mean, I don't know if he would want us to.
All jokes aside.
I don't know if he'd want us to say or not, but keep Kevin and his son Stelly in your prayers. Everybody's okay right now, but we did have a bit of a scare there earlier, so we just want to let them know we love them. We're thinking about them, and everything's kosher. Everybody calm down. Everything's
good. Little man got sick and had to go get fluids and stuff, but I think he should be okay.
Yeah, he should be on the mend here shortly. So we love them, and we'll get Kevin back on the next one here. He's out of Branson, and he's ready to talk Chargers. And holy smokes, are there so many things to talk about
what
since
happened?
The last time?
The season broke our podcast. It's all dropping before the... Wait, no, actually, if this kind of stuff comes out before episode, imagine what's going to come out on Tuesday.
I know. So just hold on to your butts, folks. If you're listening to this, keep an eye on the news. Something might be coming down the pike. But let's start off. Let's rip the Band-Aid off here first. Talk about it. Jessie Minter officially gone to the Ravens. Probably the best landing spot he could have gone to.
Yeah, I mean, as a first-time head coach to walk into an organization that always wins, you have a two-time MVP quarterback.
Yeah.
There's not a better situation for the guy.
Exactly. So it's perfect for him. Godspeed. And I do think we do play them this upcoming season.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But it does to me for the Ravens, this hire we keep trying to make sense of it. We talked about it on the Patreon hangout this weekend. But it's like you fire John Harbaugh and then you hire a John Harbaugh like tree guy.
Yeah.
He came up. He was an assistant
Harbaugh
for John, adjacent, and then went and coached for Jim. And now you just hired. Like you're not going to get anything very drastically different from what you had with John. I guess much younger, much younger.
And I think, I mean, if I had to guess, I think you're right. I think it's like, look, we don't have to change a ton.
Yeah,
we still kind of keep everything in place, but. Now it's a younger head coach. Now it's a guy that's not going to make demands like John Harbaugh did. I mean, that the word on the street, who knows if it's true. John Harbaugh signed with the Giants, and supposedly there was some contract stipulation in regards to who he reports to. Does he report to the GM? Does he report to the owners? In Baltimore, he reported to the owners. And so now you hire somebody who's Harbaugh adjacent. You get basically everything that Harbaugh brought, minus the years of experience that Harbaugh brought to the table. And maybe less of that business. Who knows? But Godspeed Minter, obviously the pouring out of tweets and texts from players on the team just saying, what a guy, what an absolute guy. And we're going to miss him. We love him and we wish him nothing but the best unless we play him, in which case, good luck, Mr. Minter.
Suck it. Yeah.
But the big news that happened literally after we posted last episode. And so here's the thing. So we posted the episode.
Yep.
And word came out that McDaniel was going to be interviewing with the Chargers. And he had already pulled out his interview with Cleveland. Said, I'm not going to go to Cleveland. Which, by the way, nobody seems to want to go to Cleveland right now. I don't know.
They might not get it.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan? I don't know. Like, they might not
I don't know. I don't know who's going to do it. But he pulled out of Cleveland. He was supposed to interview with the Chargers. And after we posted the episode, I kept watching Twitter going like, they got to announce that like we've completed our interview with McDaniel.
Right.
And nothing's happened. Like nothing came out. I was like, oh my God, something might be happening here. And sure enough, news started coming out that McDaniel was going to be the OC for the Chargers. But nothing official came out. There was no signed contracts. There was no big announcements. Nothing was happening. So you're just like, okay, so is he or isn't he? And then you're like, And then you're seeing word like he's going to go interview for the head coach for the Bills, and you're like, cripes.
But it got announced like by all the insiders.
That's what I mean. Like Shefty, Rappaport.
They were talking about it on Good Morning Football, like everywhere. It was, he's now with the Chargers. This is great news for Justin Herbert. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone kind of had it set in stone, but us Charger fans are sitting here like,
where's the proof?
I don't think it's done yet. Like, what are we doing?
That was the thing. Like, we're all just waiting for like the announcement, and there was no announcement. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, everybody else is saying it's a done deal, but then you see he's going to go interview with the Bills. So you're like, okay, maybe so are we just in case? Are we like a parachute in case it doesn't work out with the Bills? And then there was also like the possibility of a head coach for the Raiders, but there was never an announcement for that. But then you saw that he withdrew his interview with the Bills. So you're like, okay,
all right,
that's a good sign. And then finally,
also a bad sign, because it was like the only because the assumption was it's head coach somewhere else, or if he's going to be an OC, it's going to be with the Chargers. But the only head coach job he had his name in the hat for was the Raiders. And I was like, I swear to God, Mike McDaniel, if you come and agree, like you're going to be our OC, and then you end up being the head coach for the Raiders, you will be the most hated man in LA.
Watch your tires, buddy.
That did not happen.
Thankfully, today, the day that we're recording this Monday, the Chargers announced it in the absolute most Chargers way they possibly could have done it, which was just an empty table with a bowl full of what I will assume to be future questions for Mike McDaniel. And he just walks into frame, sits down. He's already got a Chargers hoodie on, just acting total McDaniel. And he's like, these aren't vape questions, are they? And I love it, dude.
Dude, our social media team with Mike McDaniel is going to be absolute gold, because this is what we were hoping for with Harbaugh, because Harbaugh has some great one-liners and great quotes, but he is definitely more reserved. He's not going to go do the sit down and answer questions out of a bowl. He's not going to do any of that social media stuff. Mike McDaniel is in a position where he kind of has to. Like, he's trying to get his name to stay relevant. He wants to stay in the news. He wants people to be talking about him. So I think him and our social media team is going to be a sight to see this year.
I agree, because Chargers were not afraid to talk about the numbers that Mike McDaniel has been putting out in 2023. Number one total offense, number one passing offense in 2023 as well. Number one scoring offense in two scoring offense in 2023 as well. And he's number 8 in total offense and passing offense between 22 and 25. Very excited for the offense to get this guy. Obviously, he was a big name that we talked about. It was like, all right, McDaniel or Dable, both guys could be huge for this team. And McDaniel, I think, is the most exciting name because of all the creativity, all the things that he can do with this offense, and Justin and Omarion and the wide receivers and the offensive line. Oh,
yeah. And in the last episode, I said I didn't think it was going to be him because he didn't feel like a Harbaugh guy.
No.
But I think we talked about this again on our Patreon hangout, which, by the way, if you're not a Patreon subscriber, head on over to our Patreon. We do once a month hangout where we just kind of talk all things Chargers. We all get to go back and forth, and it's super fun. But we talked about it a lot on there. This idea of Jim almost being like, okay, the NFL has evolved. Greg Roman has been my only offensive coordinator that I've had in the NFL so far.
Yeah.
The NFL is different. It's not working. We got to switch things up. This is a big time switch up. This is not a little, okay, I'll go with Dable. He's similar, but it's not Greg Roman.
Right.
We're going to flip this thing on its head. And what's going to be crazy this whole offseason is seeing how our personnel changes.
Yeah.
Because not necessarily at the athletes. I think Mike McDaniel gets the best out of his players and he puts them in the right spots. But in the offensive line, which was the absolute weakness of our team last year, Mike McDaniel, if in his ideal offense, what he's run, especially in Miami, you don't need 340 pounders up front that are 6'8". You need guys that can move, are athletic, are physical, but they have to be able to move. So the Slater and all doesn't matter. Put them in any system, they're going to be successful.
Sure.
But it'll be interesting to see, since we do need a shakeup on the interior. Now you can go and get those specific guys that he wants to fit in the system.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. And it's every Charger fan should be absolutely elated to get this guy and the future of this team is so bright, especially with the offense, and just knowing that Jim Harbaugh's still there. And the other bit of news that also came out today, which is also really exciting because we all talked about wanting this guy like, hey, Ortiz, get on it, sign it, get it done. He's like, I got you. And the Chargers and Teair Tart, Pop Tart himself, agreed to a 3-year contract extension, deal worth up to $37.5 million with $20 million guarantee, as reported by Chris Rim. Nicely done.
Hats
Good
off,
deal.
dude. Way to get it done, my
Way
guy.
to get it done, sir.
You get a top interior tackle and like a tone setter, slapping people in the face.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a tone setter on the deep, mean guy that you're only paying $13 million a year for. That's a lot of money, but compared to what some of these interior guys at the top end get, they're getting 20, 25 million a year. We got him at 13. I think that was a great deal for us. I think it shows Teair Tart wanted to be here, even with Jessie Minter leaving, which scares the daylights out of me with some of these free agents. If Khalil Mack and so on and so forth, if that's gonna influence their decision, Teair was like, nope, I'll take my bag. I'll stay here. Happy to be a Charger,
and we're happy to have him for sure. Yeah, it's so funny that now he's the first name to be like, because there's so many names now that are free agents and the draft is coming up and now we don't know who our defensive coordinator is going to be. It's like, okay, who are we going to get? Who are we going to keep? Who are we going to let go? And Teair Tart is the first name to be solidified, to be like, nah, he's coming back. And I think that's perfect. So glad to have him back. And as mentioned, now the chip has fallen of Jessie Minter leaving. Now the DC search begins and the Chargers have wasted no time. They've already interviewed Denard Wilson, who might as well not be a name at this point because he's already signed to the Giants. He's going to go play with John Harbaugh. Good for you. Good to be in the Harbaugh family. Zach Orr, they interviewed. He was the former DC for the Ravens. Again, keeping within the Harbaugh. Outside linebacker coach for the Chargers and defensive assistant, Dylan Roney. He was also previously in Michigan as a graduate assistant. Still in that Harbaugh wheelhouse, boy. If you get in the circle, dude, you're at least getting an interview, man. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty good job security, yeah.
Yeah. Safeties coach for the Chargers, Adam Fuller, getting interviewed. And I think the big name right now, I think there's still other defensive coordinators that could possibly interview for the position, but the big name that interviewed today, Steve Clinkscale, who was the current Chargers defensive backs coach, but he was the co-defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach at Michigan with Jessie Minter, with Jim Harbaugh, somebody that could possibly just reinstate the same thing that Minter was doing. Right. And I think that would probably be a great fit for the Chargers as far as getting a DC.
Yeah, I like what the Chargers have done. Even with the OC search, they go to everyone internally first, give them a shot, give them an interview.
Absolutely.
Cross off all the boxes of in-house guys. And then you go out and see if there's anyone else that would be available that would be a great fit. And if not, you already have those internal guys that you already have the interview knocked out and you're ready to rock and roll if that's the decision.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Clinkscale is as far as in-house, he's the most ready to rock and roll, has the experience, was a code DC, has been in the system for 4 years now. He's a DB coach, so he's got Derwin James on his side already, one of the big captains of the defense. That feels like the easiest, but I don't know, man. It feels with that Mike McDaniel hire, Jim's trying to splash the pot. It feels like he's going a little bit all in. He doesn't want anyone with training wheels that's going to take time to get up to speed.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, like with Jessie Minter going, that was the one name that you're like, boy, I hope we can hold on to him because that would be the best thing in the world. And obviously you can't. He's got to go on to greener pastures.
I mean, that's what we all said last year. We're like, just one more year. Just stay, Jessie.
Come on.
You're only going to get so many years with a young, talented guy like that.
Exactly. So I don't know who all else the Chargers have lined up. They did announce the Chargers requested Rams assistant head coach and defensive pass game coordinator Aubrey Pleasant to interview for the vacant DC job as well. Who else they decide to bring in? Because I mean, as far as other current DCs or other DCs that have got let go, I mean, there's no other names that have shown up as of yet. I don't know if there will be a name that'll pop up that'll be like, don't let that guy leave. In the same way that Mike McDaniel was like, don't let him leave the building kind of thing. But we'll see. We will just have to wait and see. But the other name that popped up between last episode and now, who we talked about on last episode saying, just give him an interview for OC for crying out loud. And then Buffalo said, hold my beer. And we're not only are we going to interview him, we're going to interview him for freaking head coach. That's Phillip Rivers. That was supposedly going to, well, they did complete an interview with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
They did do that. He has since withdrawn his name, but come on, just the fact that it actually happened, that he interviewed for the position it's
going to
awesome.
come someday. He will be a head coach in the NFL.
And so that's the interesting thing is, do you think he's just going to jump straight to head coach, or is it going to be OC and then head coach? Is that going to be the avenue for Phil?
I don't know, man. Like, to say that he needs more time and experience in an NFL system seems kind of silly.
Yeah, it seems redundant.
I don't think he needs to go OC to head coach. He obviously knows the X's and O's. He knows the locker room. He knows what it takes to get guys motivated. He knows how to develop a schedule. He knows how to, like, what guys need to prepare for games. I don't think he knows how to lead a staff. I don't think there's anything that he needs to be an OC before being a head coach. I think that once Gunnar, his oldest son, is done playing high school football, or even maybe when he's done with college, he might want to go watch him. Or you never know. Maybe he goes the Dion route and he goes and coaches in college just because he wants to.
Sure.
I don't know. You never know. Although I feel like the appeal of college football, of it not being about money, is gone. So
for sure.
If you're going to go coach in college, you might as well coach in the NFL because they're all just getting paid to play anyway. So yeah, I think in the next 5 years, you'll see Phillip Rivers on as an NFL head coach on the sideline.
And maybe that's the whole part of him taking the interview, was him going like, let me just see how this interview process goes.
Right. Let me get some reps.
Coach. Yeah, let me get some reps. I want to get some reps here. So we'll see what happens with Phil in the future. Obviously, whatever happens with him, if there's some miraculous way that they can get him over to the Chargers, that would just be the best.
Just wait until. Well, Jim Harbaugh's not going to stop coaching until he dies. So
That's
I guess
true.
Just wait till Jim dies and then
wait till Jim is 6 feet under and then get Phil on the horn, please.
Yeah.
Well, we'd also love to get you folks on the horn, as Kyle mentioned, to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Check out all the fun, silly videos we got going on over there, and hangouts. Like you said, we just had our hangout with the special 10s. You can hang out with us too once a month over at patreon.com/ChargerChat. But if you don't want to go over there, it's totally fine. Head on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. Chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section. Ask questions in Ask Boltfam. Check it out, chargerchat.com. And if you're watching this on a subscribable platform, ding that bell, smash that subscribe, do whatever you got to do. I don't care. Just do it.
Do it.
All right, folks, time to go into the next segment, Ask Bolt Fam.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Bolt Fam. We start at the top with the taint tickler. Who asked that question? All right, so picture me sitting on the board, sun melting into the Pacific, brain absolutely marinated, and I just heard the Chargers hired Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator, and I was like, whoa. Because, listen, man, the vibes, immaculate. Straight glassy waves at sunset vibes. Mike McDaniel calling the offense means Herbert is about to ascend, bro. Like MVP level ascend. I'm talking hair flowing in the wind, lasers for arms, seeing passing lanes that don't even exist yet. Behind a super offensive line, too. Just a wall of large, calm dudes saying nah to pass rushers. That's enlightenment. That's football nirvana. And yeah, I know everyone's like, but can the defense still be top 10? Dude, absolutely. If the defense stays top 10, the whole universe clicks. Offense cooking, defensive vibes, special teams just doing their thing quietly like a chill guy at the bonfire. Then that's when a Super Bowl run just happens, man. Like, you don't force it. You paddle, you wait, you ride the wave. Now, losing Jessie Minter to the Ravens as head coach, that one hurts. That's worse than dropping your chicken pot pie. Hey, man, I'm kind of hungry now. Anyway, so yeah, it's bad. Like when you're staring at it on the ground, crust cracked, steam gone, thinking about what could have been. It's brutal, absolutely brutal. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's worse than dropping that on the ground for sure. Still, though, wish him all the best, man. Respect the journey, respect the wave he's riding now. But over here, the tide is turning. Herbert MVP, Super Bowl run, offensive line strong, defense holding it down. Vibes completely right. Go Chargers, man. All right, on to my question now, man. Just for funsies, what 2 foods that shouldn't go together, but go together and you think are amazing? For me, it's the Jack in the Box tacos with their ranch dressing. It's money. God, how I miss Jack in the Box and their dirty food. As always, FTB, FTC, FTR, always keeping that family trust respect. Beach boobies. K, love you, bye. Nothing
man.
worse than dropping your chicken pot pie on the ground.
What a pull, a chicken pot pie. I just didn't fit into the scene of him on the beach. But I like it. I think
it's a surfboard with a chicken pot pie.
It's a great pull.
It's a good pull. And
I kind of want a chicken pot pie now.
I know, it's making me hungry for some
those
crusty
Marie
pot
Callender
pie.
ones you can just oven or Mike. So good.
So filling too. God, I want a pot pie now. Son of a bitch.
Dude, in the freezing cold Missouri at night.
Oh, it is. I'm not wearing a hoodie for style right now. It's cold right now.
Yeah.
It was negative like 7 this morning. Ridiculous.
It was like 75 degrees today.
You son of a bitch, dude. All right, but that's not the question. The question is 2 foods that shouldn't go good together, and yet for some reason they do.
What do you have one off the top of your head?
I do, actually.
Okay.
It's my go-to.
Let it rip.
It's gonna sound crazy. I might have brought it up on the podcast before, but in case I haven't, B-dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings. You get yourself cheese curds, and you say, "Waiter, can I get a side of caramel sauce?" And 9 times out of 10, they go, "Absolutely." They know the drill. They know the routine.
Is it like a secret item or is it just you?
I mean, I don't know what else they put caramel sauce on at Buffalo Wild Wings, but I mean, they're not, most of the time, they're not very surprised by the order, but I'm telling you, cheese curds, dip that stuff in caramel sauce. Oh, I could eat it by the bowl. It's so delicious.
Yeah. That does sound odd, but I could see it being good with the sweet and salty for sure.
It's got this like carnival food, like fried food with caramel sauce kind of vibe about it. It's just, every time I go, I got to get it.
All right. Next time we hang out, we got to get some curds and
there it is.
Curds and carm.
Curds and carm. Put it down there. What foods do you guys put together? Put it down in the comments. Let us know.
Please do.
Tickle and Tickler. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Zach Shelton, who asked the question. Looking at the AFC Championship game today, I think our team could have beaten either team. It's disappointing getting our hopes up every season, and for the past 6 seasons, it's either been not making the playoffs or out in the wild card round. Even with the injuries this year, we had the talent on both sides of the ball to win it all. When is it going to be our time? All right, Zach, calling out his inner Goonie. When's it going to be our time? Down here. Listen, buddy, if we knew when it was going to be our time, where would the fun in that be?
Yeah.
You gotta have the excitement.
It's got to sneak up on you a little bit.
Yeah, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Journey, dude.
Yeah. Everyone makes fun of next year's our year, but that's the fun in rooting for a team. There's always another chance next year. Yeah. We always have another opportunity. Things got to bounce your way, even when it comes to injuries, when it comes to the weird little fumble that jumps out of bounds instead of them recovering. It's like there's so many little things that have to go right. Just the stars got to align for us. I think I think as far as a front office and a coaching staff, and even like a roster, I think it's all headed in the right direction. Hopefully, third time's a charm with Jim Harbaugh.
Absolutely. I was going to say, if there was ever a time, it's feeling like this is it. Like we are trending at least in the right direction now. I felt like, there were previous instances of like head coaches or offensive coordinators or situations where you're like, can they get it done? Can they be the guys that get it done? Like you're questioning it before the season even begins. Now you've got a situation where it's Jim Harbaugh, it's Mike McDaniel. Don't know who the defensive coordinator is going to be, but that if whoever they pick, they got to fill Jessie Minter's shoes, and Jim Harbaugh knows that. The front office knows that. They've got big shoes to fill, so they're gonna go for a guy that they feel can get the job done. And so, I'm excited for this team. I mean, sometimes it takes a while, and I think that's part of the fun about rooting for a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl. Like, how long did it take for the frickin' Chicago Cubs to win a World Series? Like, forever. And like the fans, like, it makes, when it does happen, it makes it that much better. Like, oh, everything that we've gone through to get to this point, you just got to hang on, Zach. And when it does happen, boy, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweeter than a cheese curd and caramel sauce, my buddy. It's going to be so good. I promise. But it feels like we're trending in the right direction, buddy. So hang on. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Daryl 21, who asked the question. Long time no see, my peeps. How the heck are we? Question before my question. Did any of you guys figure out who Denver was playing Sunday? Cause I couldn't see squat. Hoo-ha. Okay, on to charge of business. With everyone waiting on McDaniel, if some reason he doesn't work out with him, who do you feel could be looked at? As for me, although it would be a long shot, I'd love for Harbaugh to take a look at our boy, Phil Rivers. His football mind is off the charts, and his leadership role is unmatched. Now, let's get this OC job taken care of, and on to the Combine. See you Tuesday, guys. Oh, yeah, FTB. K-love you, bye. Hoo-ha. All right, well, day
good
late,
news,
dollar short, Daryl. Yeah.
I got good news for you, Daryl.
Yeah, sit down. I hope you're sitting.
We don't need to talk about this any longer.
Exactly.
Mike McDaniel is our OC, and the Broncos lost. So two good news.
Who could possibly have it better than us? That was the other thing too. People kept asking, like, who do you want for Super Bowl? Yeah. Seahawks, Pats.
Yeah,
there you go.
Good little rematch. The Seahawks blew it last time, throwing the ball at the 2-yard line. Carroll got fired, went to the Raiders, sucks there. So it's going to be, I hope it's good. I think the Seahawks are going to destroy the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are a good team for sure. They're really well coached.
Yeah.
They don't make like mistakes. I just think that Seahawks defense and Sam Darnold could do enough. I think they're going to beat them pretty handily. But I guess we'll see. It'll be good revenge for the Seahawks after that blown Super Bowl.
And it's a Super Bowl where we don't have to see the Chiefs or the Broncos. So we can all just enjoy the game.
Although somehow the Patriots are freaking back.
I know. But yeah, I do think, I'd like you. I think Seahawks are going to be the ones to take it all the way. So
yeah,
we will see there, Daryl. But yeah, Mike McDaniel's the boy. We got him. He's good. He's locked in. Let's go for the ride. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Guardians of Victory, who asked the question. Who do you think we make our defensive coordinator and offensive line coach, baby? I see we're about to cut McCoy Becton. Now, if we cut Bozeman, it would be a win this offseason. And what is it going on with Mike McDaniel? What are you waiting on? I hope it's not the Raiders' job, baby. Well, yeah, defensive coordinator. Obviously, they've interviewed a lot of guys. I think, to me, Clint Scales seems to be the right guy, but they're going to do their due diligence for sure. Offensive line coach, though, Frank Smith was the O-line coach in Miami. And Mike McDaniel's over here. Yeah, he's got familiarity with the Chargers. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I would not mind Frank Smith coming on over and refilling that role for sure, especially if McDaniel and him have any kind of good relationship. So fingers crossed that was the case. And yeah, there was word that Mekhi Becton is probably going to get cut, which is, I think, the right move.
To happen. He doesn't fit the Mike McDaniel scheme. No, and he's a big crybaby. I thought more about that quote from Becton. He's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even know the offense. I don't know what was going on." I was like, "That's a you problem, dude. Why are you admitting that?"
And at the end of the year, when the season's done, you're like, "I didn't even know what we were doing out there."
You had 6 months to figure it out. That's not a knock on Greg Roman. That's you being dumb. Like, how do you not know what's going on?
Yeah,
ask, speak up,
raise your hand.
Jeez, dude.
And yeah, I don't know that Bozeman will fit with the scheme that McDaniel's got.
He doesn't fit any scheme.
I'm trying to be nice to the guy.
That was nice. Yeah, that was a nice way to put it. He doesn't fit the Mike McDaniel.
I don't know if he fits. I don't know if he's quite got everything that McDaniel's looking for.
Yeah. So we'll see, I guess.
We will see. But yeah, I think defensive coordinator, O-line coach, I think those are be coming down the pike here pretty quickly. Guardians of victory. So hold on tight. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now. This is a new name. Certified Fresh Glenn France, who asked the question.
Think we should have taken Blake Corum over Junior Colson? I don't know.
Because I think if you took Blake, I don't know if you would have taken Omarion Hampton.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah, Blake Corum's a good change of pace back, but he's not an every down back. And Junior Colson's just kind of gotten screwed with these injuries, dude.
I know, man.
I know it's not a good excuse, and some guys just get hurt more, and that's on them. But I don't know. I'm hoping that he can kind of recover from this shoulder stuff and come back ready to rock and roll and add some depth to that room. Going back, I don't think Corum. I don't think that was the fit. I don't think it made a lot of. I don't know. Like, no, that's not true. We wanted a running back. We were all hyped about Blake Corum.
Because I mean, I think Kamani was the running back that we ended up getting in 2024.
Right.
So
So I guess right now, as it stands, who would have had more impact on the team? Corum would have for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Because Junior hasn't even played. So Corum would have had more impact, but I think Monday morning quarterbacking, sure. But yeah, again, maybe you don't get Omarion. And maybe Junior turns it on these last 2 years of his rookie deal and he goes and kills it.
Yeah. Hard to say. But I think the way things have played out so far have been fine. Yes, obviously, we want our third round pick to be out there playing. But like Kyle said, when injuries happen, what can you do? So, I mean, Blake Corum would have been fun. No doubt about it.
But he's not an organization changer. It's not
right.
It's not like you missed out on when the Bears took Trubisky over Mahomes. It's not like that situation. It's you missed a B-level player for a guy, a C+ B-level player for a guy that hasn't played yet. But again, we don't even know what Junior Colson really is yet.
Right. Yeah. Well, once we see at least some gameplay from Junior, we figure out if the wait was worth it. Then we could probably make that decision. But for now, I think everything's played out just as it should have, Glenn. So thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Nate Bolt, who asked the question.
With the cap space we have and possibly getting Mike McDaniel, what are the odds of picking up Hill? Then maybe even giving up Harris for some O-line guys and picks maybe? Personally, I know what Harris can do, but I was very happy with Vidal and Hampton this year. What do you guys think? Asking this question all the way from northeastern Pennsylvania while shoveling 2 feet of snow. Bolt up, dickhead.
It's a good hashtag at the end.
Nice. Yeah, good hashtag. We'll see how that's trending on Twitter. But
sorry about the snow. That sucks, dude.
Dude, yeah, shoveling snow sucks. My lower back is still hurting.
Imagine.
It sucks. Now, I don't fully... Now, the first part of this question, I understand what he's saying. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I don't personally want him. Or the odds, I don't know if they're necessarily good. I know we've got a lot of cap space to work with, but...
But that requires a trade, too. That's giving up stuff to get him.
Does he still have time on his contract?
Yeah, I think he still has one more year in Miami.
Okay.
So we don't sign big name wide receivers. That's not in the Joe Ortiz cookbook.
Yeah.
We haven't, how much have we been begging for wide receivers? And he just continues to go hit the draft and hope that they hit. And they have hit. Trey Harris looks like a stud.
Yeah.
Labaconki, obviously we know is a stud. QJ is getting better. So there's a couple of positions. You got to have a roadmap of how you're going to build a team. And he doesn't want to spend 30 million, 35 million, 40 million a year on a wide receiver. That doesn't allow you to build the best overall team. So I don't think that the Tyreek Hill move is going to happen. I think maybe they draft another guy, second round.
Sure.
That's a crazy speedster to add that element to your team.
Yeah.
I just don't see us dropping the bank to make that happen. I think the money can be spent better elsewhere to make our team better as far as the offensive line or even an edge rush potentially if Khalil Mack doesn't come back.
For sure. Now, talking about giving up Harris for O-line guys and picks.
That's Najee. I think
I got to imagine that's Najee. But
Right.
Najee was only a 1-year deal.
Yeah, he's not under contract. He's a free agent.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're talking about Najee, but Najee, we don't even have him as like a chip to play with to try to get O-line guys or some picks. So Najee, as he stands right now, is a free agent. I don't know if he's an unrestricted or a restricted free agent, but
let's hope he goes and signs somewhere for a decent amount of money so we can get a comp pick.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know if he will after coming off an injury, but that's what you can hope for.
Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening with Najee and his future. But good luck in Northeastern Pennsylvania. Thank you for asking the question there, Nate Bolt. And stay warm, please. Let's move on now to 805 Bolt Dan, who asked the question. My friends, Crazy Vatos. Sup? Would you consider coming to Cali during the off season to hang out with us Charger fans? For example, Chargers fans camping. Also, there's going to be barbecues with Charger clubs from SD to SB. Plus, hang out here in the 805. Think about it. Puro Chargers. Well, 805 Bolt Dan, thank you for the invite. Personally, being out in Missouri with Kevin, I don't know that we have a lot of opportunity to come out during the off season. I certainly would love to, especially to go visit for like training camp and stuff like that. But I will tell you, if you do end up putting any of these kind of things together, Chargers camping, barbecues, whatever, let us know. We'll let everybody know to come and turn out for stuff like that. So any event in the future you have, buddy, let us know and we will market it like crazy. Because nothing would make me happier than to see Chargers camping out in California or wherever you end up going and just having a blast. Because I mean, like the Diehard Bolt Club, when they put their parties together, they get chapters from all over, man. Super, super fun.
So cool, yeah.
So definitely let us know, buddy. I don't know that Kevin or I will be able to make it out in the near future, and Kyle's bogged down with children, so I don't know if he'd be able to either. But we appreciate the invite, and again, let us know. We'll share it with the world. But thank you, buddy, for asking the question, and always good to hear from you. Let's move on now to Ivan, who asked the question. WTF is up, muchachos? Off-season check-in question. Well, darkness, my old friends, welcome back. Now to my question, are you guys excited for the Street Sharks reboot? Oh, and who do you guys like in the draft at guard and tackles that can play at guard? There it is. Congratulations, Ivan. You're the first one to ask us who we want in the draft. Well, as far as your first question, I didn't know Street Sharks was getting a reboot.
Yeah, it is.
You've seen it? You've heard about this?
I've seen the preview. Yeah,
really.
So I think I saw it before a movie.
Really? Wait, is it going to be a movie?
I think it's gonna be a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Street Sharks when I was a kid. Oh yeah, Netflix, awesome. Baby. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh hell yeah, I'm in. I'm very excited, Ivan. Thank you. But as far as in the guard or in the draft, guard and tackles and stuff like that, I mean, have you looked at anybody, Kyle, or has any name popped up for you?
I mean, I could pull up a draft list and tell you the top guys that all the draft analysts. I haven't done extensive looks yet. I dug into who I want and who I think will fall to us. Mm-hmm. Just haven't gotten there yet. I think that's coming here in the next couple of weeks.
For sure.
Maybe start doing some mocks, but haven't gotten there yet. Definitely want one of them though. I want somebody that's up there. I will say though, the guys I'm looking for in the draft now, body wise, change a little bit. With Mike McDaniel, you're hoping for a guy that's in that upper 200s to 300 mark, because then they can move a little bit more. Because the zone blocking scheme, you got to be able to do these combo blocks where you're moving guard, getting up to linebacker, pulling stuff. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to take a look at it. That will be a part of this offseason podcast. We're just still licking wounds. Football season's still going on. So
I know. And there's a lot of exciting things that just seem to happen every day that grabs our attention more than looking at college tape. I will say, Jake Hefner, our podcast brother over at LAC Unleashed, quote tweeted a guy that has my interest. I don't know where he falls in the draft. I don't know if he's a first or a sixth rounder. No clue. But showed a clip of this guy And all it takes is a clip for Wool Dog to get
That's all it takes.
a little excited. From Wake Forest, offensive tackle, and I'm going to pronounce his name poorly. I apologize. Fa'alili Fa'amo, offensive tackle, Wake Forest, is going up against a guy. I assume this might be like Senior Bowl stuff or something because all these players have different helmets on, but he is tossing a guy like a rag doll. And it is, and the guy that's going at him like a Tasmanian devil. I'll share it with you, Kyle, in the chat because it's crazy. The defensive guy's trying to go at him, and he just kind of picks him up and throws him to the side. So that would, if I were to look at a name, that would be one that I would be interested in.
Yeah, give me any Polynesian offensive lineman.
Yeah, anybody that's got 2 apostrophes and different parts of their name. Yeah, that's. And 3 vowels altogether.
Him and Thule can hit the T together.
Exactly. Those are guys that I would love to see. So thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Manuelito Pedito, who asked the question.
Now that McDaniel is our offensive coordinator and Jim is maybe out in 3 years, are we okay with Mikey D being our future head coach? Also, did you guys see that whack-ass AFC champion game? Yeah, me neither. Seahawks are going to smoke the Pats by the time Bad Bunny performs.
Yeah, I didn't watch either game. I did see some clips. I was surprised to see the Broncos Pats game start off with green grass and finish with white snow. That was pretty funny.
It was crazy, dude. It was like not even until halfway through the third quarter did it even start snowing. And then by the end of the game, you couldn't even see the lines on the field.
That's crazy.
It was wild.
That was crazy. But I mean, I did see some highlights, and yeah, glad to see the Pats take the win over the Broncos there.
Yeah. But now all the Broncos are the whole what if thing that the Chargers that we do because we had no offensive tackles. Now they're what if?
What if?
Yeah.
What if you shut up? How about
all
that?
of a sudden the narrative changes real quick.
But that's not your question. Your question is with Mike McDaniel. First of all, you're only giving Jim 3 more years. Come on, buddy. That's not a dynasty.
No, he's saying only 1 more year. He's saying Jim is he's out in 3 years. So he only is after this year. And then McDaniel steps in.
Maybe, well, he says in 3 years. I'm thinking 3 years from now. Even still, regardless. That's not
I think Manuelito is being a little bit too negative for the Shamelessly Positive podcast. Come on now. Jim took us to 2 straight playoff seasons.
Right.
You can't tell me any of we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the leadership that Jim Harbaugh has instilled and the coaches that he brought on. No one was hiring Jessie Minter as a DC unless it was Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
No way. Jim Harbaugh will be here much more than 3 years. So he's going to be here until he doesn't want to be here, I think.
Yeah. And I would agree with that. In the off chance that the Chargers win 3 Super Bowls in back-to-back fashion in the next 3 years. And Jim says, you know what? 3's good. I'm good with 3. I'm out. And Mike wants to step up. I don't know that Mike McDaniel's going to stick around for 3 years, honestly. I feel like maybe after 2, he's probably going to get an opportunity somewhere else.
You'll get maybe 2 years out of Mike. It just depends on how next year goes and what all the head coaching jobs look like. But
yeah,
I think it's going to be like a Jessie Minter thing. Every year it's going to be like, maybe he's going to go.
Yeah. So that's what I would think. But yeah, I don't think Mike would ever want to or would make it long enough to be a head coach here for the Chargers. Manuelito. But thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Teair
Kadir,
who asked the question.
Kevin?
Judge and Shannon, my lovely Bolt fam. I hate to have these conversations so early. Next year will be better, baby. This week, only one question because I gotta go there, baby. My thoughts for the off-season. The question is gonna be offensive staff, off-season staff changes, please. How difficult will it be to replace Minter? Will you keep it in the house and upgrade or look somewhere else, baby? We start with my lovely Coach Kyle, followed by my awesome friend Kevin, and we close it as always with my baby, my love, my heart, my life, Wool Dog, baby. P.S. Mr. Ortiz, you cannot get outbid for Tyler Linderbaum. Be aggressive, go all in. We need him, please. Okay, love you, bye, baby.
All right. question from Teair. In-house or outside hire for DC?
Yeah, I don't know. I was obviously, well, unfortunately, I know the news is going to drop tomorrow morning before this comes out. So I'm kind of scared to give any prediction,
right?
Because last time I did, I was completely wrong. But I would lean towards saying they're going to hire Steve Clinkscale.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense. I think he's got so much time on the staff with Harbaugh. He was in Michigan. He's been in LA both years that they've been here. He's been a co-DC. He knows the system. He's going to be able to break down film and game plan the same exact way. So if you want more of what you had, which I don't know why you wouldn't, I think that's the move. If Jim goes, I think we could take it up another notch and we just need a little bit of a different outside look. Then that's when you go outside. But I think we're good enough if we just stay with what we're doing right now, keep the system we have. You're already going to overhaul the whole offense. You don't want to overhaul both in one off season and slow things down. So I think the best way to win now is to keep a little bit of familiarity in that defensive side of the ball, at least.
Excellently put. And yeah, I mean, if you just look at the amount of people that have been interviewed so far that are already within the Chargers organization, you got 3. Zach Orr, you can almost count because he was part of a Harbaugh system in Baltimore. And Denard Wilson, he's already gone. And there's not even a date set for interviewing Aubrey Pleasant from the Rams. So chances are, if you're a betting man, based off the interviews so far, it's probably going to be in-house. And would not surprise me if it's Clinkscale. I feel like he's probably the guy as well. So we will see. And whether or not they get Tyler Linderbaum, man, I don't know. Free agent offensive lineman doesn't always work out for the Chargers, but new regime.
Time to take a swing.
Mekhi Becton, you're 0-1. Maybe let's even the score. Let's make it even 500 and get somebody.
At least we. But the Mekhi Becton thing was so tough, dude, because he got drafted so high and he sucked with the Jets. Like he sucked. And then he had one good year, or we think he had a good year. Maybe Saquon was just that good, and they schemed around him. But he got a payday because they won the Super Bowl and he was their starting guard. So I feel like this situation would be different. And with John and Jim, like Jim's going to know everything there is to know about that guy before you sign him. So if there's any seeds of doubt, it won't happen. So if it happens and we take that shot, I'll be confident that it's going to pay off.
Yeah. We'll find out there, Teair, but thank you, buddy, for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with Tony Francis, who asked the question.
Listen up, soldiers. Well, I thought football was dead to me, but I found myself glued to the TV again, watching that fraud Bo Nix sit out of the game with a fake injury. He's such a fucking pussy, he had to create a fake injury to avoid playing in the AFC Championship game. My first question is directed to you, Coach. Now that Jessie Minter is out, who are your top 3 candidates for DC? If you had to outline the most important qualities in a DC you want to see on the Chargers, what would they be? My second question is directed to you, Kev. With Mike McDaniel at OC, what is 1 or 2 things we might do that will make the Chargers fans mad? Chargers fans enjoy bitching and complaining about stuff, so what would they be upset about now? Let us know. And my last question is directed to you, Wolldog. Is this the offseason you finally do it? You know what I'm talking about, you rootin' tootin' son of a bitch. Let me know if you're gonna do it. I might just do it with you. Hey, as always, the Raiders, burn the kingdom, kick the donkeys, and suck my butt.
All right, Tony, always finishing strong for Ask Bolt Fam. Starting with you, Coach. I'm not going to ask for your 3 DCs because I'm sure we've talked about those.
We've covered that, yeah.
But as far as qualities that you want to see in the DC for the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, any coordinator, offense, defense, you have an identity of what you want to do. So I just want to see a guy come in and own it. Like if it is Clinkscale, it's big shoes to step into, and it's a guy that you shouldn't try to imitate completely. Take the stuff that you like, but you got to be yourself. I would love to see a little bit more on the aggressive side. I'm a little bit sick of this too high safety all the time and limiting big plays. Obviously, it worked well, but I think a little bit more pressure in situations to force big plays not for them, but force big plays for us, right? Anytime you bring pressure, you open up the opportunity for them to have a big play, but at the same time, open up an opportunity for us to make a big play. So
sure.
I think that we've had back-to-back DCs that were a little bit more conservative. Staley was ultra conservative in that too high shell, even putting Derwin back at the too high safety. And Jessie was, I would say, on the more conservative side. I'd like to see someone that's maybe a little bit more aggressive. And that's not a knock on Jessie. It's not a knock on Jessie at all. He had a scheme. That's what he believed in. He stayed. That's what I'm going to do. And as long as you're consistent, the odds play off at the end of the day. I just like to see a guy that's a little bit more aggressive with bringing some pressures. I think we have the athletes to do it between Derwin and our middle linebacking core. Like, we could take some chances bringing some pressure. So yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, I just want to see a guy that has an identity. That's what's scary about a first-time DC. They get in there and they're trying to be like this guy and be like that guy and take little bits, and you don't have like, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I thought Jessie did a great job of that. But whoever we have, I want to have an identity, and I would prefer that identity to be just a little bit more aggressive.
Love it. Love it. Kevin isn't here to answer the question, but can you think of something that Chargers fans would be mad about? Specifically, I guess, with Mike McDaniel at OC. Well, yeah, something that Mike might do that'll make Charger fans mad.
Something that Mike might do to make Charger fans mad. I think his overall like nonchalantism might get annoying. Especially after like a loss or something, and he's very nonchalant in a press conference. I think that could be potentially frustrating. I think Kevin's going to have a really hard time with that because he's such a fireball when it comes to the Chargers that he wants to see emotion. I think that's why we all loved Phillip Rivers so much, because he had that emotions on his sleeve and you can relate. Whereas Mike McDaniel is going to come in and say something ridiculous to try to change the mood. And I think after time, the fans will probably get a little bit annoyed at that. At first, it'll be fun. But then after a tough loss, if he tries to do something like that, I could see that being pretty annoying.
The only thing I could think of that might make Charger fans mad that Mike McDaniel might do, and I don't even know if it's necessarily Mike McDaniel that could do it, but potentially like the potential like trade away an offensive player that you'd be like, oh, why did we trade him? He was so good. Yeah. Like, I don't even want to throw out a name. I don't even want to put that juju out there, but that's the only thing I could think of that Chargers might go, what?
Right.
So otherwise, I see nothing but good times ahead with Mike McDaniel, sir, and hopefully that ends up being the case. And as far as am I going to do it, I want to say I know what you're talking about, Tony, but I really don't. I don't know if he's talking about pulling my pants down and saying suck my butt or what. I don't know what I'm not 100%. I love being a rootin' tootin' son of a bitch, but I'm not 100% on what you're talking about there, Tony.
Something he might do with you too.
That's what makes me think like we both pull our pants down and scream, suck my butt. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I mean, that sums up your relationship with Tony.
That is the relationship between me and Tony. It's just a bunch of pulling pants down, screaming, suck my butt. So maybe this could be the year, Tony. You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to tune in to find out. But thank you, buddy, for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. It's the off season. Good times are ahead. And if you're listening to this on Tuesday, like I said, check the news. Something could have dropped. Who knows what? But I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, Kyle?
No, dude. Yeah, I'm excited for what news drops tomorrow before we post this.
And I'm sure we'll get Kevin back on the next one. For those of you, for the Kevin fan club, just hold on tight. He'll be back, I promise. But I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye. And now, a word from our sponsors. Welcome to Los Angeles' most overqualified cloud factory, Mike McDaniel's Vape Outlet. This is a vape dispensary for people who appreciate nuance, subtext, and a perfectly timed pause. Explore strains like dry humor haze, algorithmic bliss, and unsubtle genius grape. It's playful but calculated, relaxed but razor smart. A place where the atmosphere is chill, the jokes land softly, and nothing needs to explain itself. Mike McDaniel's Vape Outlet.
where the flavor profile has layers, and so do you. Chaw.